Yo guys, and welcome to the Jebbo 37 YouTube channel, where today guys I'm going to be bringing you the Jebbo Talks podcast I held with Burrett over on Twitch TV. So if you do want to go check out the Twitch channel, make sure you do check that out as well as the YouTube channel as well. I'd be absolutely appreciative if you could do that. Now I'm over and out. If you do want to go check out Burrett as well, his socials will be in the link down description down below, as well as HB7. He'll be editing the podcast to try and make it as highlighted as possible and, you know, as much realistic as possible for you guys to see if you haven't seen it on Twitch already. But guys, I'm over and out. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. See you guys later. Peace out, man. But yeah, guys, we are live with Burrett nonetheless, man. If you do want to introduce yourself, you probably don't need to, but if you want to, it's up to you. You know.
I don't mind, you know. I don't know how to introduce myself. I'm a B-Tech streamer pretty much, and I put up some YouTube videos once a week. Mate, at this rate.
You made my channel. Like, you're one or two people that made my channel.
No, not even, man. You make your own, you know what I mean?
Where the fuck's the Christmas stuff?
I need to look at my trim as well. This camera. It's on delay though. Like, I've got half my hair cut off.
Mate.
I feel like I'm vlogging.
Mate, I've got no Christmas stuff. Man. But anyway, we've got FIFA, pro clubs, and streaming. The three topics that we really should talk about. So I'll start with streaming if you want me. It's obviously content creator. Yes, Serge, foot trader, what's going on?
Yeah.
So how long have you been streaming for, or / like content creating? And what made you want to do it, and all that stuff, man?
There is a funny story behind me content creating. Honest, when I was about this is the KSI days, like the early KSI Road to Shore kind of days. Like, I was probably, 13, I reckon?
Yeah.
At 12, 13. And I had, like, I don't know if you remember them, like, them awful capture cards. I can't remember what they're called now. They are literally like HD PVRs or something. I can't
So it's not
remember,
Elgato, it's the...
Yeah, like it was like a tiny little box, and it would record the worst, like, scrappiest content ever for, like, 40 quid. I don't know what they're called. I think it is just like a HD PVR, but it's like the worst one. And I started doing COD glitch videos, and I was literally like spots and jumps.
Yeah.
And my internet was like struggling, lagging in the background. And I was like, right, this isn't working. So I go to web app, and I started building teams in the web app. And every time I tried to load a player into a team, it bugged out kind of thing, and it was like so slow. And I put some Bob Marley music in the background. I was like, I'm praying no one finds the video, so I think there's still about somewhere.
So what was your channel called?
I think it was like II.
Fucking hell, Chubb coming in with the host as well, man. Thank you so much.
I think it was like II Quicks II or something like that. It was bad. Like, it was one of them clan names when I was like at school, and all our mates had different ones, like Impacts, and as it is like. But yeah, it was a while back. But that was mainly one of my things. But I just didn't have the internet ever, and the reason I took that up is because I watched KS, and I've always been had a decent standard FIFA, so I thought in that way people can I can showcase FIFA kind of thing, and I've always enjoyed football, as you know, as like most FIFA players do. The only reason we play FIFA most of the time is because we enjoy football, So that was probably the biggest thing. But long story short, I then got an Elgato when I was 23, so now 25. So I've been doing it for about 2 years now. So started with Fortnite part-time while I was working. I wasn't even part-time stream. I was doing 1 to 2 nights a week, and I was playing Fortnite at the time. It was full-time work, so it was very, very difficult. And then a year later, a year and a bit later, I took it on full-time, so it was pretty decent. Obviously able to do that with mainly the main biggest thing for me with content creating, which changed my life kind of thing, was swapping from Fortnite to FIFA, because Fortnite was so saturated because it was like season 3.
Yeah,
I think it was very
was
saturated.
Was that when Fortnite at that point, like, everyone was playing it?
Yeah, exactly that. And I would stream. I'd come back from work, I'd stream whatever, and then I would literally have no viewers and no one chatting because I didn't do no network or nothing. I didn't understand that. I'd literally stream and have no viewers, have no one chat, and then go off 5 hours later. But I was just playing with mates. That wasn't really like a bad thing to me. I didn't really notice it, and I didn't like knock my confidence or anything. I didn't make me think, I shouldn't be doing this.
So it wasn't like you were on your own at a computer or whatever, and
exactly that. So, and then I joined I joined the Discord at 8, like very, very early in my thing. I started to meet new people and play with them, and then they started coming in my chat, and I started to think like, look, these things are actually good. These Discords are just places with smaller streams that are just chilling and chatting. I met loads of people that I still talk to today, So I think FIFA in terms of saturation is actually a really really good game. I think it's one of the best games to grow. And I know it doesn't seem that way for a lot of people, but if you go to Call of Duty, if you go to big games like what's the other one we talked about? Fortnite when it was big,
Yeah.
it was well, basically all the big games like they're massively saturated. But FIFA, you only need like 30 views and you hit the top like what you hit the top 30 streamers, wouldn't you? Top 40, 50
Something
streamers,
like
you know.
that, yeah. Obviously,
Instead of being like hitting 30 on COD and being like I don't know like 2 and 5, I don't know a
yeah.
crazy number like 10,000. You know what I mean? You'd be very very low down the list still. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it is pretty mad, like, in terms of FIFA. Like, streaming FIFA, you tend to get a lot more viewers in comparison to, like, other games.
100% in a small period of time as well. Like you say, I've been doing this for like a year. Yes, I put in a lot of hard work. I say that I stream from Monday to Friday. A lot of the time I spend
Yeah.
like, if people knew how much time I had online on Twitter, they'd be like baffled. I'd be like, I don't know. I think it's like 17,000 likes. Like I've liked 17,000 in 12. I've tweeted like
Fucking hell.
15,000 times. Like
Wow.
every day I will sit on there consistently because I enjoy that, but I can't do that with Instagram or like TikTok, which I should because
Yeah.
it's going to build you. I can't do that.
Yeah,
But
it does come to that point, like, where, you need to, as, like, a content creator as such. Are you full-time
yeah.
now, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've
Yeah.
been full time for nearly a year.
Jeez. That's mad, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's mad. So, like, obviously, you're spreading your content out there and on various different platforms, like, such as Twitch, YouTube, etc., etc.
Yeah.
By the way, in the chat, if you do want to ask any questions, make sure you feel free to just put them in. We'll try and get them answered as quick as possible and stuff like that, man. But now, going on to like FIFA and stuff like that. So obviously, is it Jack54 HD you've done videos with before, and like Capgun Tom and
Yeah, that was actually
yeah,
this year, to be honest. So they were just great. Like, that's kind of like the importance of Twitter for me. Like Twitter, like made me blow. I'm not blown up as such, but Twitter took me from like nothing to like literally having no viewers to having like a decent like 25 average views and meeting loads of new people and stuff just from that. And that's like building Twitter. That's why it's so important for any streamer. Like if someone said to me, "How do I grow?" and they had 5 days a week to stream, I'd say to them, "Look, do not stream 5 days a week. You stream 2 days."
yeah,
or 3 days, and you spend that time growing your Twitter and putting like your clips from them streams and getting clips like and going into other people's streams and meeting them and finding what they do and trying to get like inspiration as such from them people. That's where I kind of like the be inspired sort of thing from the inspired by another streamer kind of thing and get all their like see what they do that's good, like how it's interacting with their chat and how they're talking with people aren't they. I think that's like one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
But like the Jack thing come around from literally someone on Twitter. He put out a tweet something like, "Who should I do a video with? Looking for someone new." And like, because I had a decent following on Twitter, I had like 3,000 or 4,000. Like, I had like 10 people comment on it, and I was like, maybe one day when I get a PS. And he literally messaged me back and said, in my DMs, he said, "When you get a PS, let me know." So I went out that same day and bought a PlayStation.
Mad.
So it was like, yeah, it was pretty great. And then from that, obviously, it's like he's probably closest mate is Capgun Tom. So like. With that, Tom's obviously seen that or whatever, then messaged me and said, "Look, do you want to do a video with me?" Kind of thing. That kind of goes down the line a little bit that way. Like, I don't know, Chuffed is.
Yeah, Chuffed is.
He's now doing them with literally every YouTuber, and he started how we were kind of thing, because it kind of goes down the line. It comes, good things keep on coming once they come, kind of thing,
Yeah,
that's why you should never get disheartened as such, because at the start, it's probably one of the hardest things to get into. Everyone's trying to be a YouTuber and a content creator nowadays, aren't they?
Especially more than ever, yeah. Going on to that, Chubb said, ask him would he change the way he started with exposure. In brackets, he can't score sweat still.
100% I'd change the way I started. The reason I say that is because I spent 4 or 5, I'd probably say 4 months. 4 months, like I say, come back from work. It wasn't really something that I looked at doing full time. I ever thought I could get 1 subscriber, in all honesty, because I was literally it was the first time I ever streaming. You don't know how any information. I did a lot more research. One of the biggest things for me was YouTube actually research. There's a guy that does, everyone will know it. I think he's called the Stream Doctor. He's incredible on YouTube, and he talks like about how to grow your channel and what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and like a lot of the things I took in I made notes. I got a notebook and I started taking notes. And when I started, I wasn't doing any of that. I was literally, like I say, going live, clicking off, and just being like, I had no one view today, and that's it. Because I wasn't getting myself out there. We're streaming, of course. Like when we're live streaming, and you've got no following, you've got no that thing. You're all the way at the bottom of the list. and then you
Yeah,
go off and go to sleep, you're then not live for 12 hours because you're asleep. Whereas YouTube, you're constantly live, kind of thing.
yeah,
So it's
100%.
like that's why it's so important. If you've got 5 days to stream, do 2 days and then maybe record 2 videos for that week as well. So you've got your YouTube content, which is always out there. Spend time on Twitter, always thinking of tweets, drafting tweets. Put some clips. You can put clips on. This is the thing. You can put your same clip on Instagram, TikTok, and also Twitter at the same time. You don't have to just put it on one platform. There's going to be different followers. So you've gained 3 pieces or 4 pieces of content if you put it on YouTube as well. And you can even record it on Twitch. You've got 5 things there. So you can record on Twitch, put it on YouTube, and then do it on them 3 platforms as well, the clip from that. So you've gained 5 pieces of content rather than having one piece where you just stuck, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, 100%. Like, even like starting off from streaming, like for myself, like beginning as one, like you and Kiko especially were like key, as well as Hatton. By the way, you know, obviously I don't know what Hatton's doing these days, but like you were key, like to me.
Making a return, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like without them raids and stuff, and obviously the advice, it's just like I think I'd still be at that 0.1 if that makes sense. Like obviously,
no, I agree.
You know, obviously I took a break not long ago as well, so obviously that doesn't help in terms of things too. But
no,
I think everyone does end up taking a break at some point.
Yeah, 100%. I think breaks are healthy. Like for anyone that's like, I think is a way to have a break. I think if you're gonna have a break, you should try and stream like maybe once or twice a week if you can, because then it kind of keeps viewers knowing what's going on and keeps them in like the line of what's happening. If you just take a break for a month and be like, I'm back kind of thing, it kind of it stops that kind of, I don't know, the influx that you had coming into your stream and the people coming in return every day. And,
definitely.
Yeah, and then one minute you're not there for a month, they're like, "Where's this guy gone? I'll go and watch someone else." And they go, but it's not a bad thing. They go and start enjoying someone else's stream and being more there in their streams all the time. You know? So
100%. It's just
it's a bit like that, but I think what you done was right though at the start as well, because you met me and Kiko from coming into, I don't know if it was coming to my stream or you met Kiko from a certain way, and that was probably through Twitter.
It was
from
Kiko.
like that,
I think Kiko. Oh, how can I put it? So I think it was you followed me on Twitter or something, and you raided me, and that's how I met Kiko because of the whole Jaffa cake thing, whether it was a cake or a biscuit. If you remember.
Oh my god, I remember that. Yes. Yeah, so that was good from you though. It's like an interaction thing, wasn't it? You caused a debate, and loads of people start. When you cause something like debate, like everyone starts getting involved and starts chatting. Whereas like you're just sitting there and you're not meant to like cheers for the raid. You just kind of like you don't really know how to react. You react in a way where you're asking questions and it gets people out. Like same when someone follows the stream. Like I see far too many people when someone follows their stream just say, "Oh, cheers for the follow."
Yeah,
and it's like. That people don't really sometimes say hi. Then if you say, "Oh, thank you so much for, I hope your champs went well." That's what I try to do. Hope your champs went well. Hope you had a good the day thing. People don't really answer the day thing. I think it's more personal to them. I think like FIFA related questions are a lot better because it brings them out, and there's all these little things that can help like get that one person to interact. Because the hardest part, honestly, is the 0 viewers to probably 10. I'd probably say that is literally harder than going from 25 to 100. Because you've got no interaction there. You're literally stuck there on your own trying to think like, how can I get this one person that's going to come in to think, oh, I should stop here because this guy's talking. Majority of the time, you're just going to be there like not talking, and like you're just going to be there stuck because you've got no one to chat to. So you're not going to waffle to yourself for, well, I do, but waffle to yourself for like an hour, you know?
Yeah. Well, Ken has put in the chat apparently Pringles are biscuits. I can't deal with the crisps one.
Ken is definitely had a drink. You don't see.
Ken is probably celebrating Liverpool finishing second in the Prem in December, mate. So I don't know. It could be one of them.
You don't see Pringles in the biscuit aisle in shops, do you? Let's be honest. And I have to say that I got like someone was debating something like that the other day. Like I have order sheets, and like it was something to do with the Jaffa cakes or a biscuit, but they're not because on the order sheet that we get from the people that make them and stuff, like you have to put them in with the cake, so they have a biscuit.
It's definitely a cake, man. But going back to the whole Jack 54 Gun Tom thing, so when you first, obviously, did Jack message you, I'm guessing?
Yeah, after someone kind of just messaged on his tweet, so he messaged me back.
So, like, what was your, like, how can I put it, like, your first reaction to it, and not, like, as I say, like...
Yeah, it was it was, I don't know, it was tough. You know, I'd say it was tough. I was like really nervous. Like I was sweating. Like literally, it's how it is. You watch someone like that. That's like one of the people that I would have started streaming. But I used to make squads while watching his YouTube videos when I was like 15. You know, and, like, I'm probably younger than that. Like, and I used to go against his time. And he's like, "Can you do one?" And that's why, like, my first video of him doesn't help. My webcam's not great, and it was all stretched and stuff because I am like, I don't know, man. I was learning that all as well.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt it was at the wrong time, the first one for sure, and I was very surprised that he asked me to go back because I was, like I say, I was very nervous. And you don't, people in the comments will like YouTube comments is toxic, man. Like, I don't care. Like, unless you've got your own little community over there, if you're going onto someone else's channel, be prepared to get absolutely obliterated for. Whether it's like someone said I look like that, oh, it's in Chubs, like an ogre thing. I don't know what it, because I had like a massive beard and like loads of long hair. It's like you get slayed, but if you can take it, which you have to, I think as a content creator, you've got to kind of have thick skin, because if you've got weak skin, you're kind of going to get picked off by just one troll like coming into your stream and just doing it to annoy you, you know. But
there was a photo. There was a photo of me that circulated around Facebook. Wasn't just me. Went to Lincoln away in the Carabao Cup, and we had a massive photo with the flag, and I got compared to the beast off the chase. So like you've got to be very.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, because someone would look at that and it would offend them a lot, and like even like people will come in your stream and say, look, you're this, you're that, you look like this, you're this. Then they'll say something about you. Some I've had, like, I think the worst ones are probably your family members. I don't know if you've ever had that.
Oh, yeah,
for sure. Like they'll just say something and they don't know anything about your family, they don't know anything about you, they just do it because they're causing a reaction, they want something, they want to feel like they want that attention, you know, they're not getting attention obviously and they just want it. So there are a couple of their mates who come in, that's why I took TTV out of my name, but I had it in my name and it was just toxic. You beat someone on FIFA, they'll come into your stream and they'll be toxic. And I had it on, I've got it on PlayStation, I got YT in my name, and the amount of like realization that I get from dislikes on videos because I've got YT in my name. You beat them on FIFA, they go to you, they're just, I don't know, man. They can't take losing, you know.
Chubb said there's nothing wrong with a long hair and a long beard, just a BTEC Santa.
Exactly.
He also said he would rather us be compared to what we got compared us, and apparently Chubb got compared to Butterbean.
Mate, we've got an excuse at the moment. The barbers are shut, so well they're not. They're open again, but they're
open again. I've got an appointment for Thursday. I'll take that.
How did you get that? Are you paying him on the side or something?
No, mate, I don't know. I've managed to get an early tattoo appointment, early barber's appointment, an Everton ticket, a new pair of Yeezys, mate. I'm fucking the looks in for me at the moment. The looks very much in.
I was gonna say you're sorted.
But like, mate, going to what Kenna said as well, he said you'd rather be kind of starstruck. Like obviously, if a content creator such as like Jack54 or Capgun Tom messaged them, mate, to be fair, mate, I'd be gassed.
No, it was a gas mode, 100%.
I think
back onto it, like you said, it was like.
I think if that was me,
I don't know.
I think if that was me, I'd have about fucking 25 million Budweisers and probably pass out. And then fucking
the worst part is getting up in the morning, because it was like a 9 o'clock recording. So I was like, oh my god, this is early for me. Like I stream late, and I was like, I'm not going to stream that night because that'd be stupid. So I went to bed early. I was like prepping and all that, making sure, like trying to get my cameras like an hour early, and he's like, I'll be 5 minutes. And that's when he said that, like Discord messaged me, I'll be 5 minutes. I was sweating. I was like, nah. Like, should I think of an excuse and just say I can't make it? Because I was like sweating. And then he's like, hello, in the Discord. And then that's when you're like, oh shit. Like,
it's
he's like, do you know what you're doing? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're like, do you know what you're doing? I'm like, yeah, watch a few of your videos, mate. I'm just a few. Like, it was. But yeah, and I think I bottled it a lot because of that reason. That's what I got in the comments. Like, you're not. People don't realize you're in a moment with someone like that. Like, I know it sounds a bit fanboy. They're not like famous or anything like that. But
100%.
Like, they're known by a lot of people. You got it's a massive jump from going from 100 people watching you to like 50,000. I think you got on the video. I think you got 15,000 on mine. So it was like. It's a massive jump, and also like you're trying to build a squad in 7 minutes. You're kind of
especially you're against the clock as well as being in that moment.
Yeah, and I found it hard to be myself as well. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't like when you first start streaming, you find it hard to be. Well, I certainly did. I found it hard to be myself because I didn't want people to think like something of me.
Yeah,
like, I didn't want that opinion of me, and I am like that sometimes. Like, I want people are very judgmental. I get it all the time when someone comes in the chat and say you don't look like I wasn't going to talk because you look like this, you look like that. It's like people. That's like a book by a cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to be a certain way, and the whole video. All I'm doing is smiling. Like, I'm a smiley person anyway.
Yeah.
But like the whole video, I'm literally just smiling through it all, and it's like they're like, this guy is so bad at this. He's so like get someone else, get this person. It kind of did. The first time I looked at the comments, I kind of clicked off and I was like, yeah, that was shit. Like, I'm never going to get called back kind of thing, because all they're doing is saying, get someone else, stop getting these sort of people on. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But then you get a couple of decent ones, but that is YouTube comments.
Like, I think the thing is as well, though, like, they expect off the same people on all the time. So, like, AJ3, if he, like, done his squad builder showdown with, like, someone that was brand new, I think his comments are flipped because it's not the same, like, Rota Shaw and, like, fucking Itani and, you know, etc., etc. So, like, in the case of that, it's just, I think it was rather them flipping because it's not the same, like, the same type of person, but they enjoy maybe the collaboration that they enjoy watching, rather than, you know, obviously you came onto his channel brand new and, you know,
I think they're very professional, and they're equipment, like, not just their equipment, but he's like, the cameras, they use DSLRs, and I was getting people say, this guy's camera's like a potato, and it's like, it's true, mate. I'm using a Logitech that's 40 quid, they're using a DSLR that's like $1,000, you know, like, and they've been doing this for so long. Like when I was recording with Tom, Tom and Jack, to be honest, they do their whole intro and everything one go, like their whole video is one go. It's not one mistake in there. It's all raw, and then there's me going, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And I'm like, well, not welcome back, because it's the first time. And he's just like, it's all good, it's all good. And I'm sitting there doing it like 4 times while he's listening to me. I'm finding it so, I find it a lot harder to do it on my channel because I wasn't the guest, I was the guy hosting it.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more difficult. But they're really, like, the one thing I can say about both of them is they are the most genuine people. Like, I say most genuine of it, they're literally like us. They look like, you're genuine.
Just
like,
the normal, just like the normal people, like living day-to-day lives, etc.
And they're so helpful. They're so, like, they're waiting patiently. Like, they're absolutely fine with this. Like, Tom was saying, like, I'll read out the rules, because I do it all the time. He just smashes out in one go. Jack says, I'll read the rules. And they both read the rules for me, so I didn't have to try and go over them kind of thing and try and remember it all. And then they're like, before I hit start record, they're like, just say this. And then I can say what literally they're saying. They're like, just say that. And you don't. And it's like, it's so much more like, you're not there for, like, they're not there to take the piss. They're just there to help, man. And it's decent to have people like that.
Yeah, 100%. Kenneth put in the chat, he said, I'd say it's a career-changing moment for Burrett, as in, like, the start of the blow-up, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I think it was definitely a moment for me, like, where I thought to myself, wow, like, those 2 people have seen my content. I wonder how many other people have seen it, and the community I've come from, like I say, stream Fortnite. I keep going back on that because that's all I ever remember, and that's all I ever think to. Yeah. Like, that was my whole thought process with Foot Academy. That wasn't a self promo kind of thing. It was obviously we'll probably talk about it or whatever, but it was like a moment where I thought, I've been helped so much along the way from coming from nothing. I literally had no clue how to grow a channel, to then come into somewhere where I built like a community where people are so, like, genuine, and there's a lot of streamers in there. I think I've got, like, probably half and half, like, community with streamers and, like, normal viewers kind of thing. And I think it's quite a big stream population. I don't know really where that comes from. I guess that is just from us raiding, kind of hosting, and, like, we all know each other there, even though we don't talk daily, you know, just like me and you, we can get on a call and just chat for 2 hours, but we hardly speak, like, during the day.
100%.
We're getting a club session and that, but it was definitely a moment. But I don't think it helped my YouTube grow a lot. I gained 1,000 off Jack, so that was crazy. Like, that was 1,000 subscribers, and that was he done like a special request, and I think that was why he's like, let's see how strong our community is. And when you do that, like when KSI done it to his editor gained like 100,000, so because they're challenging their community kind of thing, like go and get him 1,000 subscribers, all this many, and they did it. And then Tom was like, got me, I think it was like 400, which was a dead period of FIFA, was like the end of FIFA, you know, which is like the last, I think it was his last, like nearly his last recording. So, but in terms of Twitch, I've only had 3 people ever come into my stream and say, you that guy from the Jack video. So I don't think it's really helping that platform. But you'll notice that when they stream on Facebook, they don't take 50,000 viewers to Facebook, you know, they're sitting around 40 to 50 viewers, you know, because people don't like the platform change. Some people prefer the YouTube content is all raw and it's highlights. Like, it's like us watching Match of the Day compared to watching a full game, you know.
100%,
like, same with Formula One. I watched the first corner on Formula One, and I'm switching it off. Where someone can watch the whole race. It's like,
I'm here, man, as well. What's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream, man. I kind of said that fucking a bit like depressed. What's going on, man? Fucking hell. I was just in that, like, you know, conversation speak term. That's my bad. I'm here, man. I hope everything's good with you, bro. So, what's your plans then moving forward with your channel? So we've spoken about the Jack 54, Capgun Tom. What's your plans moving forward in terms of YouTube, Twitch, Foot Academy?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's 3 topics right there to talk about as well in terms of that.
My biggest thing right now that is on my plate, I'd say, is I've kind of had a few things going on with my partner's dad, more house things. So I've been trying to get them to the side before 2021. I think New Year for me is when I really want to step that content. 2020's been so rough for a lot of people. I'm just trying to get things sorted at home because obviously we're pretty much done with the conservatory. Still got a few bits to do and that. But the biggest thing for me is getting a stream room, which is going to go out obviously into the garden, so I get my own space away from the children. Like I mentioned it to you earlier off stream, obviously, that I've had 4 requests from Jack, and it makes me feel so unprofessional and thingy that I've had 4 opportunities to be able to do another video with Jack. I've had to turn every single one down because he can only do 3 o'clock. And that's exactly the time that I pick the kids up from school. But the missus would do that, but then she's still got to bring them home and then kind of keep them occupied for 4 extra hours while I'm sitting in the living room. Is kind of impossible, I can't expect her to lock them in the room upstairs, and
100%. It's 100%.
So yeah, me having that garden space, which we're building, I'm hoping it's done before 2021. It needs the roof done, and insulation, obviously light and all that, and electric. So it's still got to wait. I'm not banking on be done with the weather the way it is and stuff. But that's probably my biggest goal right now. And then moving into 2021, I think consistency with YouTube. I think my consistency with Twitch has definitely picked up and got a lot better. Although I'm still an hour late all the time, but I'm still there. Even though it's the nights where I think I don't want to do this, I'm not feeling it tonight. I'll still pop up a stream and then have a good stream. That's the way it is.
Everyone. I think everyone at that point as well, whether it's just a big content.
What does it to us?
Well, especially Foot Champs as well, because it's very depressing and stuff like that. It's just 100%. It's not you can have a good weekend and be like, do you know what? I'm actually proud of that weekend. Obviously, 100%. In terms of you finishing 26 wins, No, mate. I need to get my account back off the guard, get my passwords back, make sure to change them and that, Fucking hell.
I literally thought that because I didn't stream. I thought someone's gonna think I've gone from goal 1, I've changed my custom tactics and formation. I've gone on to Elite 2, nearly verified.
Fucking hell.
And but I have been, like I said to other people, I've been going 18-2 every weekend, 17-2, and do decent there. And I've just bottled that second, third because I played Yancey. I don't know if you know him. He's a German pro, and he's also he's big in pro clubs.
I've never heard. To be fair, in terms of pro clubs now, I'm taking a step back from that as a whole.
Yeah.
Because I want to focus on content creating and stuff. So that's the way I'm kind of edging. Also, Jokers, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub and the follow as well, man. Hope you're good, bro. Don't think I've ignored you or anything, man. I just didn't want to interrupt Burrett and obviously when he's talking and stuff like that.
I think that was the one. Playing the verified players kind of got me playing better. I played who did I play? Porridge. Do you know FC Porridge?
FG Porridge,
yeah. I literally played him. I played him this weekend.
Yeah.
And he was on extra time, and he pressed start. We got to extra time without me knowing. He pressed start, and I saw his name on the message. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Do you need the win?" I was 5-4 up, and I was like, "I'm just trying to get Elite 2." He's like, "Oh, I got a hay fever. I just quit out." He quit out at when I was 6-5 in extra time.
No
You probably would have won anyway. I was like, "No way!" But I played Porridge, and it's strange how many people that you come up against, especially pro clubs is a massive. It's a big scene now, isn't it? VFL and that.
Yeah, I'd say it is, but in terms of the English scene at the moment, I'd say it's pretty fucked to a degree where.
Yeah.
By the way, if anyone does want to join the Twitter group chat, feel free to give me a message or whatever, comment on a recent post or whatever, and I'll get you in the chat. So, because I'm trying to encourage people to play small man again. Obviously, people don't really play small man as a whole.
No, I agree.
Also, Stego, I was seeing what you put in the chat, man. Yeah, mate, there's a new tattoo, mate. I got it done today, bro. Leader says, "Look at Burrett, man, so inspirational." Was that the word? Yeah.
He's meant to be in a club session. He messaged me on it.
But yeah, as Kenna says, he loves. I think what Kenna says, right? He loves clubs. We love clubs. Is in terms of playing clubs. But this FIFA as a whole, it's made the English scene more fucked. In terms of people'd rather do the blackout glitch and get the pro to 88 rated and stop rather than have a laugh with their mates that they play clubs with and play a bit of small man and stuff like that. So obviously, in terms of streaming community clubs on the Xbox side, it's kind of fucked. Doing drafts, unless your name's Unity Bluefin or someone along the
Or Hatton
lines,
when it was
yeah,
Hatton, yeah.
or someone along the lines of that. Unless you're known in the 11 scene, it's very hard to get drafts done. Leader says he's not playing tonight, by the way, as well.
Yeah. Forgot he's got coursework or whatever.
But yeah, mate.
But yeah, I agree. I do. To be fair, my community clubs are right, but I do get some people come in. You know, kind of at that competitive edge, they start moaning at each other, and
Oh
because
yeah,
they're VFL players or they've played one game of EPG, they're now the Ronaldo of the club scene. You know, and
yeah,
the fun aspect kind of goes, and you're completely right. And I think EA have made an impact with that because they've took out the whole app. Like, you remember when you used to have to play like 15 or score 15 goals a week's foot, and you unlock some gold boots or
oh
something,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and the gold goalie gloves and like the gold Petr Cech helmet and stuff
yeah.
like that. Like that was such a good implement, and it made people want to play clubs and actually enjoy the game. Like some people would swear over it, but I made me enjoy the game. Like, I was going in gold to try and get a goalie helmet, which I'd never wear. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it was
100%.
just that aspect, and I think they need to. I thought they would bring it back on next gen. I don't know if they will for 21 next gen, but I think like Ultimate Team being how it is now, I think like everyone knows it's a pay to win system,
No,
and
yeah, 100%.
people are gonna
Especially this year
yeah.
more
So
than ever.
agree,
Um,
yeah,
I got I got rated, not rated, raided by Footsake yesterday, and he
yeah,
was seeing me playing next gen Ultimate Team on the PlayStation, and I scored the
yeah,
most BS goal you'd ever see in your life to draw the game in the 90th minute, and it's just like, hold on, but in FIFA 13, obviously it's going back a lot of FIFAs. The stuff wasn't like,
yeah.
it wasn't really pay to win. It wasn't like
No, Mbappe this
than what
year,
it is
like
now.
I've had 3 messages this foot champs saying that Mbappe carried me and I'm pay to win and all this because I got
Yeah.
Mbappe this year. When I had to pay up front, no one said anything like that. Like, it was completely different. And I can agree, Mbappe's a broken cheat code in this
Oh
game.
yeah,
Same
he
for
is,
Ronaldo is as
100%.
well. Like, they're both so good that if someone's running like, I don't know, Rashford's good this year, but it's 200k for Rashford. Like, some people don't have 200k, especially if they're on a road to glory and they don't have, like, it's their
Oh
first time
yeah,
playing FIFA or
definitely,
something, you know. And
definitely.
then you can't. I think that's what ruins it. I think the whole ultimate. And that's why I think people go like you say. So people play ultimate team. They just start out. They go into a game and Div Rivals playing a placement game. Like, they'll do their placement game. And as soon as they're finished, they're playing like a top 100 player that's self-relegated themselves because they don't want
Yeah,
to play Rivals. They're just doing objectives at a stage. I think the new objective thing they brought in is good, but then like it's also you're still playing people that are self-relegated. So you're still playing high-level players
yeah, 100%,
when you really
definitely.
give
Yeah.
them. And then people go to clubs like you've said, and it's still competitive on clubs because there's VFL small man that try and get 100 no and all this. You know, like,
Yeah.
I think there's no real casual thing in FIFA anymore. Maybe the silver thing that people like now, the new silver objective one where you get the silver players, but again, they're all sweats that use the silvers. You know, like,
Yeah, definitely. Ken has
I think
said
it is.
clubs is fun, but can get toxic very easily, which is a shame. And Lee, this
I
is.
think like we said,
I think that's what I think that like going back to what Ken has said though. It's on both platforms rather than just Xbox and like obviously one being more toxic than the other. I think that happens on both consoles. Obviously, you have people that have the the will to win, especially like they can't handle losing. I'm probably one of them,
I
by the
agree.
way. Like,
And yeah, I'm sometimes like that. Like, I wouldn't say a word because I do score own goals and people need it in objectives and I let them get the win if they need
yeah,
the win and stuff. But when yeah, I wouldn't say I'm one of them for objectives wise, but on objectives, I definitely see I've scored own goals and objectives and people are still celebrating. So I go and pump them like and just try and beat them, you know, because I ain't letting them do that little bite the thumb or do the dance move where they bring
yeah.
their whole team over and
Oh,
look at the
mate, that
camera
that
funny.
annoys me so much. It's just like, mate, will you
Like,
just please
it's like, yeah,
do one more?
they took out shushing, but they brought in a
No,
dance in the camera and they brought back so you can run into the camera now, like,
no. Lee,
oh,
this
or when they
is
turn back.
yeah, 100%, mate. Lee, this is said here. Going back to the pro club situation as well. I feel like this year though, Jebbo people only done the backout glitch because the move to next gen was just around the corner. I'd say to lead us on that one, yeah, it's true. Probably, I was one of them that, did do that
Yeah,
because next gen was around the corner, obviously expecting to go to next gen and playing that on the VFL because obviously Gringo did announce at the time that next
yeah.
gen,
I
it was
think
going to be played on next gen,
I
but
think that
like, even now, people still do the backout glitch, which is bizarre. It's just like,
yeah, yeah. I think that comes to what me and you were saying before with the accomplishments. If they made accomplishments and they
yeah,
made things and they didn't do it per appearance, like your pro should not go up for appearances. Maybe like he should get like stamina or something like,
yeah,
like extra thing for appearances, but not the whole tokens, the lot where you just get a whole pro finish by doing appearances by backing out.
oh
Like,
yeah,
if you
definitely,
back out, it should have the same aspect of champs where you have to win the game. and also like win a game of pro clubs and you get stamina or something like that. You know what I mean? Like they could fix that so easily. But it's the same with like we've had the same. It was the same with like NBA as such. Like they had a system that they've got, and they kind of just keep on implementing the same thing over and over, the same haircuts, the same thing. They just don't really put much effort into games anymore because everyone still returns to buy it every single year. Like
have they removed the afro though and replaced it with like a Christmas tree type thing?
Yeah, I think so. I like there's some strange things going on. I think like next gen did bring some stuff to NBA. I'm pretty sure. Like I haven't been on NBA in a while. I haven't got next gen console yet. I'm waiting for it still, but they've only done a few changes. It's not enough, and people still aren't happy with the change that I made. They've paid all this money for this next gen. It's been hyped up so much, and then they're putting out trailers, especially for FIFA. They're putting out trailers that aren't actually the from the gameplay.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's from what they've made rather than
yeah. It's literally just a reel where they've gone, look, this is how our game looks when it's completely different. It's like buying a burger from Big Mac, or like Burger King, sorry, or a Big Mac, and you look at the burger and it comes out and it's all squished up and like it's falling out, and it's exactly the same. Like,
definitely, yeah.
It's that advertising they're doing is good, but the actual end product's generally piss poor, to be honest. Like it's awful.
Yeah, Chubb's put in the chat as well. He said all forums of clubs are toxic though, including 11s is like 11v11.
11s is a word. The general chat for a Discord 11s. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but I don't even bother to go in. The first time I ever went in there, like no one knew who I was. No one think that I was just getting bombarded by the same group of people that are trying to get an ego. Which are
definitely. Yeah.
Waking up in the morning for primary school, but trying to give it large to someone that's a lot older than them, or they just want to try and get that. It's a way that FIFA can't do the talking, so they need to do the talking themselves, in my opinion.
But the thing
is, just full of them.
The thing is, well, it goes on to what I'm not sure if you see. Well, I think you've seen it on Twitter. That Jay Soley about is it doing a rumor or whatever his name is?
Yeah. I deleted my thingy for that because he asked me to. Like because I did think people just go. I think people forget where they are and who they are, and that it's real life. I think people think the internet is like a different place where they
like a different, like a secondary world type thing.
Yeah. 100% like you stream or me stream. Like that's why people go into these streams. I know they're young, most of them. I'm pretty sure all the people that do it are young, but some. Like sadly, especially in the 11 scene, they're not all young. That's the weird part of it. Like there is some older people in their 20s, mid-20s, actually giving it like going crazy and causing all this like drama and stuff in a Discord. You know, like
exactly.
It's crazy, but I think I don't know what to comment about it. I agree with you there, and I think it's like you say, people don't think that we're real people and have like a personality or do you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But they've never put themselves in our shoes, if that makes sense. They've never put themselves in. They wouldn't show a picture. They've just got a picture of, I don't know, like Thomas Partey or someone as their profile.
Oh yeah, picture, it's always them, and I think that comes to the same on Twitter as well. Chubb Naldini's put in the chat there, and he said people from FGL posting images of his 14-year-old sister. Just shows how many freaks there are with the pro clubs community. Just ruins everyone's experience. It's the reason why he's had to make his social media account private. I think, like, if you're sad enough to go at that point to start sniping out people's family, like, it's a bit sad, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it happened with someone else. I can't remember what it was. It was like, oh, I know, it was that Everett thing, wasn't it? When you done he stole the money, didn't he?
Yeah.
People went on to his and messaged his mum and that, didn't they? And, like...
to be fair, I think like, the Everett things, like... That, like, in its own situation is completely different. Like, obviously, it's still wrong to snipe out someone's family, but if they're robbing money off people, I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not sure if you actually did or not, and all I know is, like, stuff's been said and whatnot. But if you actually did, I think in that case, people are right to tell his mum about what he's doing, but in terms of what Chubb's saying, to, like, if he's having beef with someone and they're sniping out his family off his accounts and stuff, it's not worth, like... the hassle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd agree 100%. And I think, like you say, like some things do go too far. Like someone does say, that's the thing with like sometimes you can say things in the like people say things in the clubs thing and anywhere, but people generally take it like as not banter. When sometimes someone is banter, like, it's hard to tell, and especially on the internet, it's hard to tell. But people in Discord will take something like, and then they'll blow it out of proportion, and then they'll go and make their actions are actually worse than what the person said. And that's kind of what makes it so. Like, I don't know why people just can't ignore the general chat and just, I think getting rid of the general chat would generally solve the whole issue. But then maybe people go to DM. But I don't.
I think the problem with that point is as well, though, is like people go to Twitter because obviously a lot of people within the 11 scene have Twitter. Like obviously you see fucking Bucks, Neymar, Driscoll, Brendan, Ryan, obviously Leaders, myself, you, obviously myself and you. Obviously we use that for different things rather than clubs, but we do play clubs, so obviously we do have that implement of having the club scene on there. So you know, Leaders put stuff changed so man. When I started back out in FIFA 15, there was a lot more casuals who didn't even know what toxicity was. And as the scene's been evolving, more like the people have been getting worse. He said, me and Driscoll the other day actually had an encounter like that. Some guy started mocking Bobby Sands in the Irish history, and himself and Driscoll messaged his mother saying he'd done this and that. And ever since the guy hasn't said a word, and his mother said it was dealt with. I think like.
No, you go on. You go on.
I think like in terms of that, like fair play, because if you're gonna slate something on Twitter, like obviously if I said to someone, "Oh yeah, fucking Pickford snap Van Dijk, what do you do, whatever," I think if people started sniping my mother out for that, it'd be a bit different. Like I would lose me shit for that because I am 20 years of age, and it's just like.
You imagine?
I could imagine like my ma's Facebook being bombarded with a load of red shirts saying, "Your son's done this and your son's done that." But obviously, if someone's mentioning Irish history, and obviously Driscoll, I think Driscoll is he Irish or is he Scottish? I think is he Irish? Irish, yeah. So obviously, in terms of like to Driscoll and you know people who are Irish, that stuff's going to mean more to them than what it would to someone like me. So to be fair to Leaders, you know him sticking up for like Driscoll and not obviously messaging the guy's mother probably means the guy's about fucking 13 years of age or something, mate. If he's putting shit like that on anyway, but like. Going back to what I was saying, if some guy messaged my mother and I had like a load of Red Shite fans or Liverpool fans message my mother and say like, you know, he's been putting stuff on about Van Dijk getting injured, I'd be like, I'd lose me lid over it, mate, and I would.
Yeah.
Joe, what's happening, man, as well, bro?
What I was gonna say, do you think it's gonna have? I think so, but do you think it's gonna have like a positive impact though that people are going out their way and messaging these people because people are then going to kind of think twice before putting something in the chat because like that Donnarumma situation that we'll go back on, I knew him beforehand. He was really sound. I don't know if he was just being like that because I'm a streamer or what, or he's a content creator, I don't know, but I just think that was him, but he just got caught up in the moment with the general chat like I was saying. But do you think because someone's now messaged his football club, there's no way he's going to step out of line again? In my opinion, no one's stupid enough to get messaged by like his whole football career. He could be a pro. He's generally at that stage where he could get scouted. He gets scouts come to his game. So there's no reason why he can't be a pro. And surely you wouldn't make that mistake again. So maybe other people look at that and think, look, this guy's been outed. This guy's been messaged his mum, and I think that's going to stop them from doing it.
1 second, Jesus Christ. Going back to that situation, I think like if he was an amateur player, it wouldn't make a difference. But if he's at academy level / semi-pro, obviously it'd make more of an effect because obviously, how can I put it, from your Sunday league teams to like your semi-pro professional, you know, that type of level, it does make a difference in terms of like he's representing them. Whereas like an amateur club, if you message their club, like they wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
But like if it's semi-pro / pro, you'd care more, especially academy level as well, because you are representing the club. Like. Yeah. I'm not sure if you've seen, I'm going to use it as an example anyway, Curtis Jones' sister.
No, I haven't. I know obviously Curtis Jones, but I haven't.
So his sister basically, oh fucking hell, sounded really fucking like phlegmy then. But no, Curtis Jones' sister basically, she was going around town in like Liverpool town, basically saying to people like, "Do you know who I am?" and all this, that, and the other. And apparently, I can't really discuss the platform, but I think you know where I'm going to head with this. She was on a certain platform for basically noshing off in a threesome type thing, so she's basically putting her bad vibes on her brother, who's obviously representing Liverpool, type stuff, and that. And I think she battered like, was it like a 15-year-old or something like that? It was like she battered someone anyway because of something stupid, mate. Just because basically her brother's Curtis Jones and high and mighty and. You know, this, that, and the other. Joe said, Burrett have it. Seems I've let you out of my pocket from the community clubs. Joking.
They love it, don't they? See what I mean about these toxic people in community clubs?
Community clubs, man.
Nah,
What a...
Joe's alright.
Leaders
I
have
don't really
said
do
that...
community clubs anymore. I do it like once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Duna said there, I mean, not Duna. Leaders has said Duna be playing in the Irish First Division, mate. If he's playing in the Irish First Division and he's sitting in a VFL Discord, you know, he could be out there getting himself laid. He could be on Tinder. I don't know, mate, whether he's got a bird, you know, cheating on his bird or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. But if he's representing the club, he shouldn't really be doing that. He should be abiding by the club rules, especially, you know, representing the club. It's like saying, like, if Burrett was signed up with a team. Obviously, Burrett, I know you would never do this anyway. But, like, say if you were signed up with a team and, like, you went out there and said to someone, you know, you're a shit cunt, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're representing the team, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. So it's just, like, it kind of puts bad reflections back onto them as well. Yeah.
100%. That's what I kind of said about the situation to some people. They're like, what? Because I commented a lot on it. And I think at the age of, if it's a 13-year-old or a 14, the guy's like 18.
Yeah.
You know, your head's screwed on at 19. And like, you know what you're doing. You know, you've been through a lot in life already. Like, to then go out the way and say in a Discord, I don't look at like using that as an example. There's many more examples that we could use. Like, Kieran, I don't even care, like Kieran Cod and all that. And like, there's so many people out there that are like the same way, but they're a lot younger, so you can kind of justify it a little bit more. In my opinion, I know it's hard to justify some of the stuff people say, but they've got a young head still. They're still at school. Like their mates will say, some people have got some dark humor, especially at schools and that. You know what I mean? Like they can be like out with their mates sometimes and take it on the chin and banter with it. So it's just like it's a different situation. But someone that's 18, like you say, representing a big team, you don't really have much excuses for that. Like you really, really don't.
I still think only learn like
if you get punished.
I still think even though like 15, 16. You know, you'd expect, you know, someone's heads to be screwed on type of thing. Yeah. Like, in terms of, how can I put it, like, you can't really blame it on the parents because, obviously, the parents don't really know what they're doing outside of the house, like, type of thing.
Nah, exactly.
So, in terms of that, like, they could act one way. Like, with me, I'm completely honest with my family and stuff, so that's obviously different story.
Yeah.
For me, but like in terms of like how can I put it, like the next 20-year-old, they could be out smoking, not telling their mum nothing because they're afraid their mum's going to say something. So like it obviously comes down to that as well within like trusting families and stuff like that. So it's quite a deep topic to discuss, but maybe there's a lot more to it, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, I agree. I'd agree 100% with. I think upbringing and everything can be different, you know. Like it's just your whole life, what you go through is generally kind of what makes you the person that you are, you know. Like I've completely changed with certain big scenarios in my life. I'm sure you have. Like everyone has.
Definitely.
Days, and it makes us kind of appreciate things, and also like gets us. We have days where we're angry and we don't want to like talk to no one. And like there was a saying ages ago that I saw it. It's so true. Like people start fights with people and end up getting like beaten up for something that wasn't even for that beef, wasn't even for them. They were angry about something else, but they took it out on someone else, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
That's kind of like it's a very, very similar scenario for a lot of people that we all have different days.
I just want to thank Axledge as well for the gifted sub to Chub, man. Thank you so much, man, and obviously your support and stuff, man. Obviously doesn't go unnoticed. By the way, if I am a bit delayed to things as well, guys, it is obviously because I don't really want to interrupt like Burrett when he's speaking and stuff, and I'm trying to like let it roll in how can I put it? I want to like not interrupt him so it sounds like I'm rude and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to be rude and like say, well, Burrett, hold on a minute, well, thank you so much, blah, 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 blah. But like,
I just see what they did as well.
Definitely, man, definitely. Well, thank you so much nonetheless, man. Have a bud on me, mate. Fucking hell, Axledge's coming in again with a gifted sub to Verna, man. Fucking hell, mate. He's creating a little madness in here. Fucking hero, mate. Absolute hero. Aaron FIFA, man, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream, man. Fucking hell.
Mate,
Axledge again! Axledge again! What's going on?
That's 3 beers, that is.
Oh my god. Axledge, mate. Have a Budweiser on me, you sick guy. But mate, back to what you were saying anyway, bro. I'm going to let you Continue with what you were saying.
I'm just literally retweeting your thingy on my other account. I've got to do on the other ones.
Yeah, thank you, man. But absolutely, I'm here, fucking Axel's man coming in with a madness to Werner, Amir and Chubb, man with the 3 gifted subs. Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Oh my god. Axledge again, what you doing? You mad man.
He's going now, what a lad.
With another gifted sub this time to a week reload, man. But thank you so much. Mate, if I downed the beer for every gifted sub or sub, I think I'd be dead. How many is that now?
Shot, you'll be fine.
4 gifted subs from Axledge, man. Absolute legend. Mate, absolute legend.
What we were talking about?
We were talking about, I think it was Kieran Cod. And
yeah.
not Kieran Cod as such, but like in terms of the whole situation, if that makes sense.
I think situations do get, I think like we coming off it a bit, but still on it. Like I think situations do get dealt with pretty well on VFL. I think they're quite lenient in certain ways, and I also think they do ban people for like when they're supposed to get banned. You know what I mean? If someone's racist, they get banned for like a whole season, if not VFL in total. Like they're very, very good with that sort of stuff. So I do think it's the right play at the same time. I wouldn't stop playing clubs because of certain people, you know.
Yeah, Axledge, you are a mad man. Coming in with another gifted sub, this time to Gibson, man. Fucking hell. What is going on? Mate, going on to what you were saying, though, about the whole VFL thing. I know something happened to Gashman when he was he manager of Northern Ireland or something?
Was it? Did I see that
today? He put something on. No, because he got banned off.
Yeah, and he went back on there.
Yeah, so he got banned off VFL for bottling management. But there was also something as well that Axledge got. Not Axledge. What, mate? Actually, what a legend, bro. But like going on to what I was saying about Gashman, even he put something on Twitter about Germany being shit or something.
Yeah, I think I did see that.
And it was like Gringo threatened to ban him for that. Oh, it was Northern Ireland Twitter. He put haha Germany dispatch. So yeah, so I think that's where it comes on to, like the grading team stuff. Obviously toxicity. Leaders has just said some OnlyFans girl has just followed the VFL AD Alcon onto Twitter. We making moves out here. Leaders, mate, you might get a 1 month free subscription, mate. You might actually get a 1 month free subscription. Axledge making himself in the moves, mate.
Germany dispatch, is that it? He only said this Germany dispatch.
What? What? Oh my god!
How long is everyone on board? And I've already been here for 2-1, absolute legend.
Axledge with the 1,000 bits. He says, "How the fuck is everyone mod?" And not me. I've been in 24. Well, I only ever do 12-hour streams, Axe, mate. And I think Chubb is a cunt. What, bro? Mate, thank you so much, man. Going on to what Chubb said, though, he said, Aaron said, "Be respectful and humble in victory." To be fair, that is the case, but like, I had my run-in with Brad Colston in season 43. So,
I've heard of
Brad Colston.
I do know that.
Pro FIFA player, Burnley.
Yes, I do know that. It's skinhead.
So,
Burnley.
Yeah. What
I do know that.
the fuck? Axel's coming in with another 500 bits. He says, "I'm respectful." Mate, Axel's, man, you are a hero, bro. Axel's with a 5 gifted sub and a 1,500 bits. Axel's making moves out here, man. Making moves, bro. But going back to, like, obviously, the whole Brad Colston thing, I want to see if I can get these messages up, because it quite, like, was, like...
What was it about? Was it what to do with VFL? He's never played clubs, has he?
No, he did. He managed Bournemouth in season 43.
Really?
So, yeah, he managed Bournemouth, so I played against him. So it was my Everton team against his Bournemouth team, and we won 1-0. I scored the winner. And he was moaning in the chat, and I went, "Come on, this is what was said." I went, "Come on, bro, you can't seriously say you dominated anything. We had more shots, more on target, more tackles, interceptions, etc., etc. Better pass accuracy, better shot accuracy. I just said to him to take the L and move on. It wasn't like it was anything like...
Yeah, not deep.
You know, I wasn't like fucking, GG mate, you're awful, move on. It was it was just a case of that. And he said, possession is key, mate. Just a shame, had nothing to show. Your team clicked B. I mean, I'm the only one that clicks B in the team, by the way, so he's probably on about me. And attack from that. I ain't fussed regardless, GG's. I'll take my L. If you ain't doing nothing this season, end off, GG's. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, mate, like, it's a bit toxic here, like, it's starting to get that toxic vibe. So I just said, mate, you're shite, get in the bin. Like, at this point, I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna be the funny guy out here and just say, mate, you just get in the bin.
Right.
So he put puffed, and I put, don't know what you're puffing about, lad. You had 2 shots in the whole game, 1 on target, and he goes, bro, it's chill, calm. So at this point, I left it. Then the next thing he goes, you're dead. And I went, ah ha ha, and you got beat 1-0 and conceded to someone who's dead. So I said I ended up saying to him anyway, I said, if I'm dead, mate, basically, what's your team? Like, so between me and Brad, we're sound now, you know, by the way, there's no bad feelings. I don't think there ever was. I think it was the case of, you know, Brad was out here, he's a pro player, he's not used to fucking losing on anything, to be honest. If you know,
I think that's the hardest thing for pros, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's out there, and me and him had our running, mate, and like, I put something to him. This was 6 months ago, and I just put Jebbo 2, Colston 0, GG's, and he just put haha, funny fella, GG's, and we just left it at that.
Do you remember when all the pros come to the scene, like,
was that when
end of last year?
Hatton fucking
yeah,
mate, I've got a funny mate, I've got quite a thing to say about this. So when it came to light that hashtag Tom was going mental, I wanted Tom
making loads of videos.
Yeah. So I wanted Tom to come on the podcast. Bearing in mind this was back in season 1, obviously. Anyone was in season 1, it was where we had just an overlay, no cams, no nothing. So it was pretty much, this is an upgraded version. And I said to him, I DM'd him on Twitter, he blanked me. Fucking mentioned, like a load of people mentioned it, and he blanked it. And I said to him in the stream, I said, did you get me Twitter message? And he goes, well, yeah, but it doesn't interest me. In front of 500 people, mate, he mugged me off in front of 500 people. And I just sat there and I thought, well, I'm not saying anything, I'm just leaving the stream, I thought. But you say it at a cunt.
Yeah.
Awake reloads in there, he remembers that.
I don't, he made loads of the one thing you do not want to do is either there's 2 things actually you don't want to, in the whole FIFA thing. If I can give any advice, someone says give me some advice for streaming or anything, that like you don't want to piss off FT accounts, which are basically accounts that like Twitter, represent football Twitter, and have like all this, and pro clubs like people, because they do not have any filter. They literally, and he was tweeting, wasn't he, these videos, and the whole comments, I don't know if you're reading, were just ripping into him, and he was saying how toxic the whole scene is. But you get that anywhere. You get that with, especially like pro FIFA. I suppose pro FIFA not so much, but they are still. I remember when it was the Roma guy. I can't remember what he's called. He got loads of hate for his play style. I can't remember. It's not Zelius, was it? It was he plays for Roma.
A little fun fact: I think Zealous is doing a rumour, by the way.
He's doing a what?
So Zealous, yeah, he's doing a rumour.
Yeah. What for?
No, he's doing a rumour.
Oh yes. No, I'm on about a different. Who's this Roma pro? I'm on about the Roma pro player. He's got a name like that as well. And
by the way, Jams,
mate, he is done a rumour. I know that.
By the way, Jams, mate, I think you've just missed that madness from Axledge. By the way,
I can't find it, mate.
Chub, mate, go into what you said in the chat as well. Aaron, I am seeing your message as well. But by the way, boys, I am seeing everything, so don't think I'm not answering you. That it is it's one of them. I'm more interactive on an Ultimate Team stream than I will be in a podcast. Because obviously I'm trying to record for YouTube and stuff as well, so it's not like it's just one of them type of things. But Chubb, going on to what you're saying as well, Kilby got management banned about 50 times. So you used to see his tags, he got management banned about 50 times that season. It was season 42 that he was the manager of Bournemouth and Brad Colston took over because Gringo didn't want Kilby managing because Kilby wanted to go lower too.
Oh, got you.
But yeah. But Chubb, going on to what you were saying as well, the Bournemouth team did get stripped of the season 42 championship trophy. So that was so Brad Colston was actually the manager. It was more
I didn't play clubs then, to be honest. I literally started last year, like the end of last year that I started 11, and I mainly played 11. I had one season that was with Spurs.
Yeah.
And my second season was with Renee's, which was this FIFA. And that's all I've done. I've done 2 seasons of EFL. Jesus. I'm very, very, very newbie in this part. Obviously, there's people that have done so many.
You know, but me and you were in that season 45 winning team as well, mate.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Renee's. We played a few times. I couldn't make certain days. Like I only played 10 games, I think, or 9, something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't too many, but
like the thing is, well, I'm going to disclose this now because obviously this is what I've got told and it's not how I feel. By the way, boys, me and Kiko are fine. Don't worry about it. I don't have any issues with him. I hope he doesn't have any issues with me. You know, but it seemed like every time Kiko done a lineup, I got dropped. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
and it was like
I'm very. I was gonna say I was in a similar situation with Leadus. I'm very, very like Leadus is like a brother to me, as everyone knows how to play. He takes me everywhere. I take him everywhere. He doesn't take me everywhere. I take him everywhere because he's decent. But yeah. I get that at Spurs. Like I felt I only got played and I only got called up when I was like when someone didn't turn up. Like I'd get called like 10 minutes before the game and say, "Come play, quick, can you come play?" And that's when I got my 5 games kind of thing. That's all I played. My first season of EFL, I was definitely at my worst. I'm not the player I was then compared to now. But like even though the players weren't performing, that was like it was a season winning team. So I kind of respected the decision kind of thing. But there was times where I thought like that guy's played bad for 3 sessions. Like you could bring me in and just try me. You know, I'm only gonna get better the more I play. And the more I play with the team.
100%.
I think with management, I think people are kind of worried to change it too much because they've got something working and finishing second. Like they nearly finished top. They only come down to the last game of the season where like they didn't win it. So like you can't.
It is Spurs, isn't it? It is Spurs.
I was hitting LBYs as well, but yeah. So it was for me. Spurs are frustrating, but I did also say at the start of the season that I only wanted to play part-time, but as the season went on, I kind of played a couple of games, played a couple of like fill-ins, and I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy competitive clubs as much as I did.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I went to Renee's to kind of know that I'd be able to play constantly because Kiko was the manager as well. And same with Envious side. Kiko plays me all the time and I enjoy the people that are there. So
the thing is, like, I noticed, I think in the team sheet you got dropped maybe once, but it wasn't when Kiko was doing the team sheet. Skelly, thank you so much for the follow, by the way.
R2, whatever it was called, Veg Shack or whatever.
Yeah, Skelly, man, I hope you're well as well, bro. But going on to that, it was a case of when I seen the team sheet and you got dropped, I was like, what? I was like, bro, you can't fucking like be serious. But I wasn't really gonna say anything. Like the roundup realistically to the season, it come to the end bit and Hudson was in my stream.
That was strange, yeah.
So yeah, it was one night before the season ended. And we were second in the league or whatever, or we were top and we needed to win our games. Can't exactly remember how that folded up. Well, obviously we won the league, but I can't remember if we were second with all 1 night to go or whether we were top with 1 night to go.
We had to win both.
Yeah. So that was the situation we were in. And Hudson said to me, like, and basically...
The only reason I felt that was weird was because they were trialling a guy with 1 game left of the season. Like I said, if you were trialling him earlier in the season, I wouldn't kick up a fuss, but it's the fact you're bringing someone in who's never played a game because you want to change it the last game of the season, which apparently this guy's good. I think he played, it was like the second one of the last game.
Was it that K-Long, the fucking, the right attacker? Yeah. But like, the thing is as well, it was just like, how can I put it? So like, I said to Hudson, I said, don't get me wrong, I said, I'm happy that everyone's winning the league. But I said, in terms of how I feel, I said, I don't feel like I'm a part of that team at all. And that was my view on it.
That's how I felt. That's why like people saying you're gonna get trophy points and stuff. I was like, I don't care because that's that's kind of how it makes you feel. Like if you can't expect, you can't also expect. It's difficult because if I'm in a manager situation, you're gonna play your better players, and
100%. You do that for all the
the season. You're gonna. I want rotation, but like you see someone not perform, but you know they've got ability. That's what they know. Like, you can have a player have 2 bad games and then come. But like I was dreadful. Like I've never played so bad. I don't feel in an NBA shirt than what I played in 11s in that Monday night football.
Oh,
I
yeah.
kept getting the ball out wide, and I just could not get that ball inside. And once you get frustrated, you miss 1 or 2 passes, someone gets on your back, the rest of the game is just going to constantly keep happening because you're going to start doing things you don't normally do, and you're going to come out of like a thing. And I kept going backwards then because I didn't want to lose it going forward. And then people were like, go forward, and you try and go forward. I was just frustrated the whole night, sliding. I was just, I'm like, and
Like,
that's
obviously
what can
that
happen.
does get
Whereas
frustrating, yeah.
good.
That does get like frustrating.
I think a manager's role is difficult for sure, and I've never done it. I've done it with 11s, of course, and I don't find it difficult. Still fill-ins like moanless. No one moans, but the VFL is different. You've got a big squad like rotating. You've done it, so you've kind of been in them shoes, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Scafferty, thank you so much for the follow as well, mate. Hope you are well, my guy. Gibson said, Jebbo, I was the reason why you won that title. He said the equaliser took points off Nims. I don't know what the team name is, but yeah. He said, get Burrett to admit he's a stick wiggler.
I know the skills that I'm doing. That's a fact. Like if anyone says how do you do it, like the ones that I do, I can tell you.
Do you want me to tell you what's a stick wiggler? Me on my FUT Champions videos, I'm a stick wiggler. I'll admit I'm a stick wiggler. Hand in the air.
If the only way you're a stick wiggler, if you don't know the skill that you're actually doing.
The only thing that I've got in my locker, if anyone does watch my FUT Champions vid, there's another video coming out after the stream, by the way. I will get that posted ASAP. Is the fact that, how can I put it? So, me doing a rainbow flick and me doing a flick up in the air are the only 2 skills I know. So any other skills that you do see in game is me stick wiggling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the way that I learn is doing it one by like. A lot of the time I learn my skills is when I'm playing someone that I'm like falling up and they leave the controller, or like they're not very good opponents. Like it's like first 5 games of weekend league. Yeah, I kind of mess about then and I learn things then. And the same with squad battles. If I haven't played squad battles since the first month of FIFA, but I was trying to learn stuff then and try to learn skills then. That's how I learned like a lot of the things that I do. Especially the newest one that I've learned is the I don't know even know what they do. They like step over the ball backwards and do it like reverse.
Yeah.
Like ball style. I always do it. It's like up, LT up and then right on the analog stick, or up and then left on the analog. It's really easy to do, but I only just learned it. And it looks really good in games, so I always do that. And that's how I learn mine. Just do one every time you're battering someone and just keep learning the same thing.
Lee, this has said he's done it 8 seasons on the bounce. And Beefy says he carries you.
Beefy carry me. Next joke.
Jesus, man. But no, it comes to that point, mate, where like the whole club thing as well, mate. You've got to, in my opinion, it's got to be an enjoyable season to actually celebrate if you win a trophy or whether or not. And I think like season 45, I can say I've won it, and I can say I've won it for like, with you and Kiko and stuff, and I can be grateful for that. Obviously I'll always be grateful for Kiko bringing me in, but it comes to the point where like it wasn't. No, it wasn't, and like fair enough. I say to Kiko like, I wanted to play CDM, but he also knew that I could play like fullback or centre back or something like that. So he always knew I was at use, but he just decided to use other people over me. And at the end of the day, mate, I say, like, I have this as a saying all the time, it is what it is. Things happen for a reason. And, obviously Kiko had his reasoning behind that. Nothing but love towards him.
I think that's one of the biggest things, that you're never going to keep a full squad happy. I think it's
100%.
Especially the bigger you're, obviously, your roster. However big it is, like, you can't keep, unless you've got 13, 14 play, or even then like 13, where you've only got a couple of subs, and you can't have that though, because you don't have the rotation to be able to
100%.
It's impossible. So I think it is almost impossible to keep everyone happy. But I agree, like me and Kiko spoke about the other day, is we could, this is what we hate about clubs, is like you can come off a night of pro clubs and think, do you know what, that was really enjoyable and you're really happy, or you come off, and majority of the time for me recently, I've come off and I've been exhausted, felt like I played 30 games of champs and I don't want to streak because of that. And that's what I hate about clubs, in my opinion. Like, I can be in a really good mood to go there, you play bad or your team doesn't work well, someone moans and argues, and it makes your whole mood for the rest of the night dead. Like,
100%. It comes to that point as well though, like, I really wanted to play in the Monday Night Football, and Ryan decided to get other people in, and I've left Clarity. Obviously, I don't have any hate towards Ryan. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him. Obviously, people have their reasons behind things, mate. And
they done see him do a fill-in team last night, didn't they? The other Monday Night Football.
It will always come to a point, mate, where it is what it is, and obviously I have respect towards them guys. Like, they've done nothing wrong to me as a person, you know. Do you know what I mean? They haven't said to me, well, you know, fucking your mum this and your mum that. Like, they've done nothing. You know, obviously they've had their obviously their own opinions on stuff, and fair play to them, man. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really have hate for anyone.
Have you, because obviously you've got experience in VFL management, have you ever thought about managing an 11s team? Because I don't think you've ever done that, have you? Is that something you thought about?
It's no. I got an 11s team together for one World Series, and we beat Unity, beat Iconic, and drew to fucking Entice. It was weird. That one World Series, that's me one and done as a manager. I think like VFL management is on its own is stressful. Especially trying to build a project. You know, obviously I manage Villarreal, second division. So Spanish tier, the second division is Spanish tier. I think like Spain this season as well is probably the hardest league, if not one of the hardest leagues.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I reckon it will be the hardest league in my opinion. Obviously, you got Leaders' team. You've got obviously many other people's teams in there as well. Like the Bundesliga is a tough league. I think like the Premier League now comes to a point where
quite open, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very open race. So like but I'm trying to build a project now to the point where, you know, we can actually do something. Not obviously win a league, because I think like realistically winning the Spanish league for me is out of my reach, because we don't have them players. And like I think Barnsley winning the Premier League when they won it was quite a freak thing, and I can't be asked of everyone coming at me, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But
I don't want to talk about that. In fact, when was that? The season that Spurs got?
Was it 44, I believe? Or 43, 44?
I don't know. If it was, someone won it when
it was the Spurs. It was that was Barnsley. Yeah, it was Barnsley.
That was so sus, man. Like, literally, there's a whole like chat about it. Like, there's a whole.
As I say, mate, fair play to them for winning the league. You know, obviously you can't take away them winning the league, but the way they went about it was so shitty, and it was just like, yeah, mate, we get you won the league. Fucking like move on. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say that.
I think like someone pointed that out before. I think it might have been Bluefin. Like, I think the way of winning things nowadays is kind of a lot more. Like, if someone wins a Monday Night Football, it's not so big anymore. People used to think, wow, they're like incredible. Whereas because there's so many ODCs and all these other things going around, there's so many tournaments now that they're not becoming like, if you win it, no one really cares. Like, you're literally like, okay, you've won it kind of thing. I think the only big thing to win now is the World Series. I think that has to be like the only thing that people look up and think, do you know what, that was a big result, and people get actually happy over. Whereas Monday Night Football, I'd be happy with winning money, but at the end of the day, that's going to kind of fade off. Whereas people know you've won a World Series, they're going to kind of look at you a bit different, you know. And
like for example, you know, at the end of last FIFA. Before I go on to that, by the way, I'll just say what Leader said. He said he was told by resources in the Tranmere that they threw the game and he just didn't, and basically just didn't care enough to report it. Don't ever know if it was a leader, like not care enough to report it, like the way he's typed it on. He said they used to do one tourney a month. The shit was mad because everyone would enter and it was just beautiful. Yeah, that's the thing. Like exactly ODCs towards the end of FIFA 20 became so boring. Like you'd win an ODC when it kind of cared, and it was just like, yeah, I've won it. 1 second, man. By the way, Footsake, thank you so much for the raid, man. Thank you so much. If someone can give him a shout out in the chat, it'd be absolutely appreciated. Welcome to the podcast. Hope you stream as well, man, and hope you are well as well. But going on to everything, you know, that was said, it comes to a point where like the ODCs were relevant at one point, and like I say 1 point, like when it very first started, you know, people then to it because it was a free tourney. The Footsake just said, had to raid when the Dorito was talking on your stream. Hope it's all well. Yeah, man, everything's fine, bro. Everything's fine. But nah, man. Going back to the whole, you know, ODC thing, I think the kind of obviously the Spud tournaments turned out to be a money tournament, but that was originally an ODC.
Yeah.
But there was so many things that like were not ODCs as such, but were just like basically, you know, when you'd set up like a VFL tournament on a weekend and just say like,
there was just random people doing
100%, and at that point it took the prestige away from like entering a tournament, and I feel like it's not running every week now, But I feel like as the more the FIFA goes on, especially because now it's on all gen,
Yeah.
tournaments are going to start to run every day. And it's going to be going back to that point where like you'd enter a tournament every day and take the prestige out of having sessions to improve, obviously, especially for the World Series.
I agree.
But I really do
agree.
hope, I really do hope like the World Series is coming back. Like if it does come back, fair enough.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that if someone was to say to me, "What's the best tournament?" I would like to say, I think Monday Night Football because the group thing. But now that's a five, and I think that's so like
Have
the
they? Is
enjoyment
that like
aspect
proper
goes.
up to a five like permanently, or is that like just a
Yeah,
one-off thing?
yeah, because they're doing one tournament a month, they've upped it
Right. I
rather
get
than
you.
doing it. So I think people upping their prices are okay. Yeah, you're gonna get rid of all the teams that aren't. You're gonna keep all the teams like Ultra and Humpo who've got. I feel like they've got a chance to win it, but all the teams that don't feel like filling and stuff aren't gonna
Yeah.
enter, which is gonna make the tournament completely more competitive. Yeah, but that's also a bad thing because you're trying to gain people to come to pro clubs and kind of make it. It will come more fun if there's more teams in there that are beatable and like thingy rather than having these teams that are the same constantly like Humpas and Ultras and Payback now are very
Yeah.
good obviously they're all teams that you kind of face and if you play them in the cactus you kind of know you're nearly at an early night unless you have a very good performance and you
Oh
get
yeah,
kind of lucky
definitely. Yeah.
rebound or something like that whereas if you've got a massive tournament like leaders were saying they're fun when they're once a month because everyone goes in there because it's the only one, and
Yeah.
there's teams in there that are very beatable, and you can have a good night and play 4 or 5 games rather than going out,
Yeah.
wait for
Definitely.
Cactus 8 o'clock, prepare for it, do your sessions, and then go out in the first round
Yeah.
because you play someone that's ridiculously good, you know. So
100%.
I think
DJ
I think
said
the fun comes away from that.
yeah, definitely, mate. DJ said in the chat there, he said, wow, the Newcastle changing room isn't real. My life's a lie. And
Yeah, no Newcastle change
and then
today.
Chubb said, CT, as obviously calling them Tigers, top dogs, wrote off from the groups, coming up was the Dubs. I mean, to be
I
fair,
think
like,
that was
Corn and Tigers as a team, the one of the ones that, you know, are long lasting, you know, obviously they've been on
yeah.
like many FIFAs from what I've known anyway. So they're quite a long lasting team. So, you know, obviously if you're staying with them as a team, you know, you've done well as a whole, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
I put a post on Twitter
I
the
think
other
that was a
day.
nice thing to see.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But I put a post on Twitter the other day, and you obviously commented on it with the whole loyalty thing. What is loyalty? What is loyalty?
Yeah. Like that's literally what I was gonna say. With them, they feel like there is some there, but I don't know. But you never,
Loyalty.
you can't put loyalty and pro clubs in the same sentence. Don't really go. Like it's very difficult to find loyalty in FIFA. And I think if you find it, and they're a half decent player, they've got some sort of ability, and they know and they talk alike. You're kind of setting yourself up well, you know.
Yeah, 100%. For me though, it's the main question remains is what is it though? Because everyone, and I'm not like trying to shit on people, and I'm not gonna mention people because that's not me. But people jump ships every fucking day of the week.
Yeah.
Like,
If someone gets an offer, like for instance, say for instance, this is what would happen, but it's not going to happen with me. But like, say for instance, we use me or you as an example. I've been with Envious to start FIFA. Envious brought me into pro clubs, and then I go and play well a couple of games, a couple of tours, and I get scouted by someone like I don't know, Humpard for instance. I always
yeah,
use them because I know a lot of their people, but I went to them. That's kind of if especially when Kiko or someone is trying to build a manager's trying to build a project like you are with VFL or anything like that,
yeah,
you just ruin someone's whole project by you getting out because the whole system changes because you're going to get a different wide mid that plays more direct or more defensively, and then your whole left side changes because that DM needs to now learn how to play with him. The striker needs to learn how to play, and it's almost impossible sometimes to build a project unless you've got 8 or 9, probably 9 heads
yeah.
that dynamically stay with your team and your friend. They're a friend group in terms.
It's not even just 11, so it's VFL as well. Like you see people jumping into free agents like every day of the week.
Yeah,
It's not like
100%.
like I had someone come to me, Mara's fair enough to me to sound geezer, doesn't jump ship or anything. He said to me, and this is another topic I'll jump to in a minute. He said, Jebbo, my mates had took a team. He said, can I join them? And I said, obviously I don't want to use the releases. I said, but I'll just sell you for min price. I like that doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect anyone. You know, I'm not gonna fucking sit there and say, you know, 25 million for the player. No, like
Yeah.
that's not my element, and it's not the way I run. It's not the way I'll
See,
ever do things. It's just the way I'm fair to people
there's
as they're fair to me, man. It's the way it works.
there's a lot of people doing that. There's a lot of people but signing loads of free agents and they're trying to sell them
For
on because
30,
it then
40
gets their
million,
fans.
yeah.
Yeah, to get their transfer profit up, which you could see as smart. But it's also
That's also gambling at some point as well, mate.
yeah,
It has to be, surely.
you're just holding someone hostage, essentially saying like, "I've got you signed now. You're on this contract, mate.
Yeah.
You're not leaving unless someone buys you, and you ain't gonna play in my team because you're not the player that I want." You know.
Kiko's right in what he says as well. He said the Levens has fucked too much disloyalty, and teams fold them too so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're envious. We're kind of lucky, to be honest. We've got Jack, who's got his old gamer tag change. You've got Kiko. You've got leaders. You've got Sancho.
To be fair, mate, all I have to say is I wish I was experienced. Kiko, know what I mean by that, man. But Kiko, mate, it's all love, it's all respect, man. I get it.
I think envious is one of the people that have a core, because even you see Humper, they all put a snake emojis to Neymar, because he swaps that team more times than I like. You know, I make a cup of tea in the morning. So the more times he's constantly chopping and changing, whether he gets to a final or not, he'll change that team.
Yeah.
And some people, like you say, they're not bothered, but people still go back. You'll have Ruiz, he'll still go 100%. Back. You'll have Chermy, he'll still go back to Neymar, because they know they can get to that final with that team. But
100%, mate, 100%.
It's difficult to find. It's hard to find. Like, once you've got a cog to a team, you kind of got a project on your hands, but it's very hard to find 8 or 9 cogs to be able to get that.
Yeah, definitely. Chubb said signed and now Snake being sold for 25 million. Leader says he knows where home is, and to be fair, mate, you've got to give it to Kiko for the, you know, and all the boys that are envious for the family that they've built. You know, it's like a family home going. You know, obviously being envious and stuff, from what I can see.
It can get stressful on the night. We all have a little bit of a tiff, but afterwards it sound like me and Sancho clash all the time.
I bet you're fucking envious. Jack's fucking still beefing with the whole team from last week, mate. Like,
he's funny as fuck. Yeah, me and Sancho just clash because Sancho wants one thing. I try and produce it. I can't produce it at times. Like, he'll ask for a ball in the box where I've got a defender in front of me, and I say I can't do that. And he's like, "There's no defender." Like, he might be able to pull that off, but there's some things I can do he can't do, and there's things he can't. And me and him just clash because we both have an answer for everything. He's said for that before, but then the next day we're absolutely fine. Like, we'll still chat with each other, and I think that's the biggest thing with envious. Like, we'll have a tiff, but at the end of the day, next day it's a new fresh start. You know, it's tournament day that we get like that, and then I think that's what we need to maybe, I don't know. If we're not performing in tournaments, and that's the frustrating thing for us, because everyone in that team has got the ability. There's no question about it. It's just coming together and playing together. Maybe find them 1 or 2 fill-ins or 3 fill-ins that sometimes we need at nights that kind of gel it all together and keep that cool. We brought in Waghorn, Marty, this centre back. He's incredible, man. He's a centre back and a half, and he played middle. And either side of Jack and Kiko, they're all talking, they're all sound. We brought in Keaton. Keaton's just a player as well. Like, he used to be at Envious. He was in there, and we smashed every team on the night of thingy. But the trouble is, they said they would sign, but they're at Glory, and obviously they wouldn't. They're very loyal to Glory, and Glory's got another very good. Now, like Glory and Payback, they've got a lot of loyal players as well, and I think it's the teams that do well, and that's why Humper are struggling, because they're chopping and changing too much. They're hitting finals, but
definitely. Jams and Gibson want me to mention about Cream. Cream being an organisation that's no longer alive. Do you reckon it's feasible that I actually talk about this? I mean, how can I put it?
Cream not the VFL team, not the VFL 11's team, is it?
Not anymore, no. So, I can talk about this, sort of, to some extent. So Jams will know this because he went through it. He was kind of there. So yeah, Awake Reload, you've got it right on the bottom, mate. They wanted me on a 365-day contract at Creme for something that didn't interest me. It was interesting being a part of an organisation, but for the things that they wanted me to do, it was kind of like not worth, if that makes sense. So I can talk about this now. It's not an actual thing because they can't say, well, you're fucking doing this, you're doing that, you know, confidentiality stuff and that. But I can talk about it now because they're not actually an organisation anymore. That's one thing I can actually talk about, and you know. But yeah, Leader said he.
I don't really know VFL, to be honest. I don't know budgets. I don't know how it all works. Like I said, I've only been in 2 seasons. I've had Leaders, so he's done everything.
100%, mate. I think like Leader and Kiko as well. Both of them are top guys. Obviously, Kiko, you do have questionable decision making, but I respect you, man. I love you, bro. It comes to that point, mate. DJ says he's not enjoying the rule breaker at Campos, but no good La Liga right mids he can put into his team. He said that he can forward. He said if he does get rid of him, reckon he should change formation and what to.
Play Dembele right mid.
Fair enough,
I'm
mate.
7.
There's your answer
Done.
from an early verified foot player.
Not
Skelly
verified
says,
yet, one.
can you ask Burrett what it's like to be in his pocket last night versus Glory?
Skelly was CB last night. That would confuse me. I literally thought, like, I wasn't his side either. He was left CB. Never I think I'd see Skelly drop back to CB, you know? Some of these players think they can play anywhere. That's the trouble.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
No,
100%.
Skelly's a goal, man. He's one of them. I really did like. That's probably one of the most fun I've had as well. When I played Free Flow, we had that tournament, and then Killian jumped in, and we lost the money because I got DDoS, didn't I, in the tournament final?
Oh shit! I remember that.
Yeah, that was my first ever tournament win as well. Like first time jumping in with a different team as well. It'd been nice for sure. I was supposed to join a team, and I backed out with 5-2 because Kiko was in this team with me, and he was like, "This is like the worst team. You need to back out and go and join them." And I was like, "I can't. I've got too much loyalty." He's like, "Do it. If you want to win a tournament, you got to do it." And I did it. And the guy's got 0. Kiko backed out after one game. He was fed up, and it was like they ended 0-6, and we got to the final, and then I got DOS. Man, my router, honestly, like my router got absolutely fried. It was going red. I've never had that before in FIFA. And as soon as the game got over and it was called that they got the win, everything come back on, like it bleeped back on. I had my internet back, and that was just so weird. And I've never experienced anything like that before in my life. It's honestly mad.
Lee says Skelly's a bum. Chubb says Skelly my CB, and then Skelly also says he's a tawny winner in centre back. To be fair, Skelly, mate, congratulations, man. Congratulations, my guy. Congratulations, mate. Absolute fucking envious stream team, mate. Kiko.
I've noticed we're both spinning on our chair, like literally, just side by side.
Mate, I need a piss. I need a rage and piss. I can't leave the seat, man. I need a piss, bro.
Go for a piss, man. I'll control the stream.
Go on, control the stream, man. I'll be right back. I need a fucking piss, mate.
Go on.
Right, go on. Be right back. Fucking hell.
Yeah, all good, man. All good. I was doing exactly the same, to be fair. Burrett takeover is, lads. We play some FIFA. I'm on the Discord thing, man. Like the cam looks so different. Like I look really, really white. Like, should we change it up? Oh Jesus. Skill, I didn't actually. Is that your first time playing CD as well, Skill? It's gonna be dark now, though, isn't it? It's probably gonna be dark. I just look really, really paley white. That's worse. The glare, man. Green screens do not get a green screen, honestly, man. Unless your background is like mine, you've got a TV and you've got every other thing in the background. It's not worth it. But the only time it's worth it, sorry. That's like playing wide as well. That's mad. I did see your team. It was you, Wagborn. I didn't know who your wide mid was. Because you don't... I thought... Yeah, Porridge left for Ultra, didn't he? I didn't get that, chat, but I really, really didn't understand why your team changed after you won a tournament. Like, why do people do that? That's what I can't understand. Like, if you win a tournament, surely you go out with the same team. Even if you see, like...
I'm back.
Even if you... what I'm talking about now is Chubb got replaced after winning the tournament. I was just saying, like, this is what we were saying about Laura, but how can you win a tournament and then change anyone from the team? No matter if someone played a bit bad, they've still played a part in your tournament wins. They've obviously done things that are right and things that are unorthodox kind of thing. So teams can't read it.
100%.
Like, why do people think I'm going to refresh my team? I'm going to get some new players. Like, okay, this right mid was bad. I'm going to change him. But if he played bad, sometimes it actually helps because you then go and get a bundle from them making a misplaced pass. You know, I don't really understand it.
I think people are searching for the perfect team. I think in most scenarios you're not gonna find that perfect team unless you're Unity. But even Bluefin changes his team every time he has a bod tourney. So like going back to loyalty again, I think like Kiko, fair enough. I'm not going to mention what I was going to say about his questionable decision because obviously I love him to bits, man. He's a top guy. But, like, he's one of the most loyal managers out there in terms of, like, he's got his core. And, like, everyone he's got in his team is loyal to him. If that makes sense. So it's not just, like, Kiko has to make a new team every week. He has, like, the same people, like Leadus, Jack, you.
Yeah, you know to get
etc., etc. So, like, that's the way that Kiko gets lucky in what he has. Whereas in terms of if you're Humper Lumper or whether you're Unity or even Phoenix at times, you know, obviously Joe Boy top guy, like, you know, you can't discredit what he does, but Castaway as well, yeah. I mean, I feel like the way they shit out the tournament was pretty like a bit shitty. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I wasn't even in that tournament, mate. I think I was asleep and I woke up and I found out that they shit out the tournament. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
That was mental.
So, like, that happened and it was just a bit bizarre. Like, the whole thing was bizarre. Like,
I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't be about. I don't think I could be about clubs now that I play it. But then, like that's the thing that I was saying earlier. I'll go back to that. It's one of them things where you either enjoy it a lot or you really don't like it. Like you can be proper up for it and then just come out of a session and be like, "This is the worst thing ever. I don't ever want to play FIFA again." It literally is like champs, and a lot of it is well, you can play well, but your team plays shit, and you come out feeling like shit because your team's played shit. You know?
yeah,
So it's like
definitely, mate.
it's kind of like a 20% chance that you're going to come out of clubs feeling good. That is the low
100%.
percentage.
It's just, I feel like if managers were more loyal, not loyalty, fucking hell, what am I chatting? If they were more loyal to people, I think they'd build a more of a core. And I think, like, in terms of clubs, fair enough, you can shit out with 10 men in the box and you can win a game. But I feel like there's
Yeah,
teams out there that, the more they play together, the more you're going to improve and the longer that you play. You're going to shock these teams, that get people together for one night, whether it's like Rez, Neymar, etc., etc. So, like, I feel like that's like quite a big thing as well, if that makes sense.
yeah. No, I
Um,
agree 100%.
DJ's just said then, he said if he puts Dembele in his team, he'll be on 3 chem. Prob's not the best idea.
How to be on 3 chem? You've not got two strong links to him? Or two. What's his links? If
Like,
you play him as
what's
a
the team?
left mid and right mid,
What's the team you're rocking?
it depends. If he plays as a left mid and a right mid, he should get more.
Wouldn't it be
Well,
like
most
6,
people do,
7
yeah.
chem or something?
Yeah, six. I think it was well with a man. Yeah, six, and if he's not a manager, he should be on 7. But I think he does need strong links, of course. Make sure you still get him, act as if he's a right mid and get him them strong links and that he needs, and the links that he needs. He should be fine.
So that's just like quite a bad thing. Like, going on to Ultimate Team though, like even FUT Champs in its own, it's depressed. Like,
I weren't depressed this weekend, but then there's a
obviously,
reason. But then I
obviously
also,
you're not gonna be depressed, but for someone like a normal guy that like me, that I didn't really want to play FUT Champs this weekend, but I'm thinking to myself, shit. Well, if I don't play FUT Champs, I can't get content out on YouTube. So
yeah,
content's a big
that's how
thing
I
as
see
well,
it.
mate. So that like on its
I
own,
played 19 games, but if someone was to say to me, "Would you rather play Rivals or Champs?" I'd definitely rather play Champs. I can't stand Rivals. I think Rivals is the worst
oh
game in
yeah,
the world. Like,
Rivals is
it's
definitely the
so
worst.
sweaty and like the only people playing Rivals I feel like are pros, like verified pro, and people that want to go pro, and it's just such a bore fest, and there's no reward for it either, in my opinion. The fact they've now made it so you have to play Thursdays and all your games Thursday, and then play Champs because the Champs doesn't like it takes away your Rivals time like
Yeah,
games or something. It's
definitely,
really weird, isn't it? I
definitely,
just
mate.
don't understand the thinking behind Rivals, and I think it's just strange, man. I think they need to do something with single player. You remember when you used to go on single player and you could
Yeah,
like even tournaments when they got the player for the tournament in the packs, like you could see the other person's team by like their rating and stuff, and you kind of get a fair match game rather than playing a 90 rated, 90 rated, 90 rated midfield and that.
yeah,
You could go
definitely.
into a game with 84, 84, 84, and both all know what each other's got. And I think that made the game a lot more fair as well at the same time and not pay to win.
If you could improve Ultimate Team in one way, what way would it be and why?
I bring back tournaments 100%, like we're just saying, because I think like the small tournaments where you had to win like 4 games to win the tournament, I think it would get frustrating getting the objective players. But I really really like that. But I'd also I'd make if I don't know how to like I think FIFA points go. I do road to Lloyd's every single year. I'd get rid of FIFA points. I think straight away that makes people like that are new to the game and don't have funds to be able to put onto the game because these pros, right? I always wondered to myself, would these people, like, okay, not pros, maybe these verified players, would they be able to hit top or verified without these big teams, without putting a grand on? People come onto this game, they put a grand on
Yeah.
straight away, and they're using Ronaldo, and I'm sitting there using,
Well,
I don't know, Joel Linton.
Didn't Bateson put 20 grand on us or something like that once?
Yeah, but I
Someone
see.
complained to him and said that he put enough for a house mortgage on FIFA points.
But I see that as a smart way from him. It's content creating,
Oh,
and
obviously, it does come.
he's getting probably a 60 grand return. He's investing in a business. That is what he's doing. He's going to get probably about 30,000 extra followers. Probably get a 38,000 extra. Well, more than that. He'll probably get 100,000 extra views. More than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like on his YouTube, which is going to give him money back from that. Like he'll probably make that back from YouTube alone, from people that watch packs in the first like month, and then also he gets to use the best players and gets to review them and players and build squads that people want to see the best of Man United squad, the best like he gets so much content from putting 20 grand on, whereas the average person that is trying to go pro to earn a grand from winning a tournament Like,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
they're putting £5 on. There's a bit of a difference, you know. And a lot of the
Definitely.
time, some of these players aren't even winning anything. Like, they're literally just getting verified.
It's mad. Skelly said there, he said, need the collection books back. He said FIFA '09 is the best Ultimate Team.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair,
I think
I never played FIFA '09, so for me, the best Ultimate Team for me was FIFA 12.
I always look back and I think, why are all the older games better? Like, why was Modern Warfare 2 better than the CODs that are out now? Why is COD 5 better than some of the CODs that are out now?
But,
But I also think competitive gaming is like on the biggest scale it's ever been on. I think that is
yeah.
why everyone's so competitive and everyone abuses the stuff that's broken. Like, on FIFA, everyone abuses like Y passes. Everyone abuses sitting on the edge of their box with their DMs and not moving another player because they want to play AI defending while they hold that DM, and that's what like ruins the game. Whereas if everyone actual manual defending, you can't. It's impossible to make a perfect game because someone will always find an exploit. And like Chapman on not Chapman, Doyle on clubs. How do you
Yeah.
defend Doyle when he's on a 5'6" build going out wide? He's like he knows how to use that build. But I also like that at the same time because it is hit and miss of it. But there's people who abuse the stuff that thing and make the game less fun. Like Class will just play pump ball a lot of the time, and Mertz will go up top and score a header. You know, you can't defend it. Like there's always these ways that people will find to
Oh
abuse
yeah,
the game
I
and
think
the
that takes
mechanics.
I think that takes a lot of time and effort as well going into the whole, you know, how can I put it? So like, you know, abusing the broken mechanics. Obviously, Doyle does that.
Yeah,
I think like people who play centre back do that a lot as well with the
yeah, they
blocking and
don't put a
stuff.
foot in. They
Yeah,
will not put a foot. There is not a CB like they're 90 pace CVs, and they will not put a foot. They will hold LTRT or even LT, and they'll just stand in front with
but
four
then
or five other players
the
behind
problem
them.
with that as well is going back to the whole thing is the referees on the game. I feel like the referees
Yeah,
on FIFA are like pretty stupid because even on Ultimate Team, if you put a challenge in and you win the ball,
yeah,
you can clearly win the ball in a very good
that is
challenge,
true.
and it's just like, how can I put it?
Yeah, the
It's a
penalty
madness.
situations are awful. You can literally put your hand on one of the strikers and they go like pen.
It's a
It,
madness.
it's honestly mad, and I think scoring this year is definitely like, especially on pro clubs. I think pro clubs is harder than ever to score goals because everyone's so content to sit back with 8 men and have their other three sitting up top. You know, and
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
that's what makes it so difficult.
Lee just said, "Don't talk about pens, but we'll know what I mean from yesterday." Or don't talk about pens, but it will know what I mean from yesterday.
What happened? I don't even remember what happened yesterday. I'm lost. Oh, do we miss a penalty? Oh no! Oh my god, that was
Lee,
we
this is
literally had
definitely
the ball
raging.
in the box. Our centre back tackled, like it was so weird. Leaders was covering, and the centre back tackled. Leaders was then behind our player on the ball, and this player, or from their team, which was from Glory, literally came in running to tackle, and he ran into Leaders and got a penalty,
Wow.
and that made Glory 1-1 with us. So we got 1 up against them. I thought we played a right. Well, we didn't play like we didn't play bad against them. We could have got a result, like drawing that result because defending so OP,
Yeah.
but it just absolutely killed us. And then we played. We should have had like two. We had 3 opportunities to get a pen against them. One of them should have been a pen, and it's just so like hit and miss, you know.
Mate, I bet you Skelly was
But
buzzing as well.
Skelly
Skelly,
remembered that, yeah.
Skelly
Like it
was
was so
proper in the
weird.
party, like, yes, get in there, we've got a pen.
It
Like,
was so, and you can imagine the party at the time. Like what the fuck? Like everyone's
yeah,
like, and the
everyone's
game's gone.
fuming.
Like
And you've got
yeah, you
Skelly and all the
can't.
glory boys in the background, like, yes, get in there, we've got a penalty.
Because we were at that point, we had defenders behind the ball. Like that's what I mean. Like Leadus was in the box. Like don't need a DM in the box. Like he was defending, and someone just ran into him and get a pen. It's just like, can you blame people for not wanting to put a foot in the box and just defending that way? And
Yeah.
next gen's exactly the same. You know, I don't see any improvements in next gen.
Have you
Like people
played
say
next
champs
gen
are worse.
clubs as in, like, terms of, like,
I've not got next gen yet. I'll get it New Year, Christmas Eve.
have you got a next gen console, or?
No, I'll get it. It comes literally Christmas Eve. Apparently, that's what
Right,
all the
I get
process
you, I get
says.
you. So, like, I've not touched next gen clubs, but I've touched next gen Ultimate Team, and next gen Ultimate Team is stinking.
And that's what everyone's saying. That's what I don't get. Everyone,
Foot
and then
Seeker was one of the guys that was in my stream yesterday, and you'll know what I mean by that from the 90th minute equaliser that was scored. It
yeah,
was stinking, absolute stinking.
everyone said that about next year, and now VFL is not starting until the next FIFA.
Which is
Like
probably,
proper.
to be
Well,
fair though, it's probably better, I reckon.
yeah, but then a lot of people also got the console. Like, what we're going to do? We're still going to be on old gen for playing pro clubs. So we've literally still got an old gen console for another year because majority of people are just pro clubs players, like especially the top ones. You know.
I feel like that people still play COD and stuff as well though, so it's probably still worth the of that makes sense.
Yeah, I suppose.
Um,
I'm glad because, like I said, I wouldn't be on VFL right now if it was for that. But
yeah. Kiko said, mate, if you press B, 60% of chance of giving away a pen. Kiko, it's true, mate. It's true. You can't really click B in the box. You can't click B anywhere, to be honest, without giving away a foul. Unless you're point blank winning the ball.
It is definitely a strange.
And then Kiko said the next gen Ultimate Team is just last minute goals, which again, I agree with you, mate. I agree. It brings that, half time goals and the 90th minute goals back again, mate. And it's just, especially if they're only attacking 90th minutes, it's not going to be something that you enjoy, is it?
That's like, you get that on every game mode. I think at the 90th minute, the game, I seem to think it. I don't know if it's true. The game feels different in the last 85 when they've got momentum. Like, momentum's 100% a thing. Like, there's no doubt about it. You're playing clubs, you're playing Ultimate Team. Momentum, like, they get that ball after you've dominated them for the 85 minutes, and their players start making these crazy runs. Your defenders stop tracking them, and they get like an easy cutback, or they get like something easy or a BS goal. And it's just like,
definitely. Game script.
Team press is another level.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of goals I conceded this weekend through team press, because I was obviously in a winning situation. They press, and the defense, like the team press lasts so long. It's so overpowered. Like, their CBs are clamping my strikers after I've beaten the press. When, like, you've then got Van Dijk pressing my striker when the press should be over because I've already dealt with half of the team. It's so like, team press is so broken.
If you play, do you like turn on team press? I'm guessing with it being so broken.
I abuse it as well.
So when you abuse it, do you do it from the start? Like, what minute do you do it
in? Whenever, really. If the defenders, I do like, I probably do 4 or 5 a game because I don't leave it on. The way to abuse it is to put it on. Like, when someone's faffing around at the back, I literally, and I can see there's not really much out. I press it out as soon as I've got an outball, especially in a 4-4-2, because it clamps up the whole midfield in a block of 4 and another block of 4. And there's no outball for them. You press them and they cause a mistake, or you nick it off them, because I've got Mbappe, Rashford. Like, as soon as one of them gets it, they're kind of gone. They'll score. So I put it on as soon as it goes forward. I take it off. So I've literally lost no stamina in the time I've pressed them.
I get you, man.
I literally do that probably 25th minute, probably 45th, and then like so on. I played I played Porridge, and he used press me, and he scored 5 against me, I think, and I scored 6. So it was a mad game. But
definitely.
Pressing's OP, man. If you can get that unlocked, then you'll be absolutely fine. I think I was playing 4-2-3-1. It just wasn't working because I was having no defense. Whereas now in the 4-4-2, the customs that I use and stuff, I think is so, like, the centre mids, Pogba and thing, you were just sitting deep, but then also getting forward as well. And it was so good. They're like so much better than the 4-2-3-1 in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely, mate. 100%. Kiko said he's lost 7 games from 118th minute goals and champs. And he's also asked me to ask you if he fancies playing for his retirement home.
Paying for his retirement? Oh, Jesus. I don't think I can afford that, mate. I'm struggling now to pay for a Monday Night Football, I think.
Fucking hell.
£5 a pop, mate. Jesus, they'll be asking for my house next.
Nah, Kiko, mate, to be fair, bro, I think you're doing well with Envious and stuff, and to keep it going. I do think you do need to bring the stream team back as one, though. Definitely, man. It's something you got to happen. Obviously bring me and Shaw back into the mix and Co, man, because you done well with that. You done really well with that, to be honest, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's just hard to keep stuff up, and I think that's what people find. I find it tough myself to be like consistent and to keep something going. It's all good starting time, but it's so hard to keep it going with everything that goes on in our lives. And like VFL, and like, I don't think people realise how, I know we keep going back to clubs, but it's something that I've been on a lot, but it takes so much of your time to play VFL and 11s. Like, you don't really get a night to yourself. Like, you're playing from 7 till 9, and then 9 to 11, and then they're wanting sessions. Your teams are wanting sessions like Monday to Friday, and you're trying to fit your VFL and 11s in. Like, it's just so time consuming. I think that, on top of content creating and like doing everything else that we're trying to do to grow our streams, it can be difficult. But then again, 11s is also networking at the same time. You're meeting 11 new people, and you're also playing against 11 new people. So
yeah, definitely.
I think it's helped my growth, in all honesty. I think I've met Skelly through, obviously, pro clubs. I've met so many people through pro clubs. Scene is crazy. I met Kiko through it. I met leaders through it. Like, these all come into my stream, and it wouldn't have happened if I was still on Ultimate Team. I wouldn't have met these people. So I think networking wise, and obviously meeting new people, I think it's very good as well.
Yeah, 100%. DJ said they should be paying you to play for them.
Yeah, mate. After my performance, I should be paying Geeko to play for him as well as the Monday Night Football. So
Yeah.
I got dispatched every inside ball, but like I try and blame other people. Like there's no one close enough, you know, as you do.
Definitely.
I think sometimes you can get a blame a lot on clubs when it's not your fault as well. Like I think if people, it all depends on someone's positioning as well. If they can come close to the ball and show for it a bit better, sometimes people are hiding. You try and play that pass, and it kind of looks like your fault. You know, it's like that can get stressful as well. But I think that's what it is with pro clubs with stress. Like it doesn't all rely on you, whereas champs is all me. So like I know it's my fault, whereas I can I also know what I'm thinking, whereas that other person a lot of the time can not know what I'm thinking. I think that's difficult as well.
Yeah, definitely. It makes 100%. Gibson said, does he class as a streamer? To be fair, I'd say you do, Gibson, mate. I'd say you do. Obviously, you stream community clubs and stuff, mate, so...
I think if you've got a schedule and you're consistent, well, not even, you don't even have to, well, yeah, you do. I think if you've got a schedule and consistent, I think you're a streamer. That is literally all you need to be, man.
Well, boys, it looks like I'm not a streamer anymore.
Yeah.
I'm the most inconsistent guy about.
Can you not just do like 1 day a week that you can be consistent and be like, I can do that one, even if it's 1 day a week, that is consistently being there on that time. Like even if you're an hour late like me, I'm consistently late, which is a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
People know now. It's in their heads that Burrett's late, so I'll turn up at 11 instead of 10.
100%, mate. Kiko said the streaming platform was self-run. Said that since day one. To be fair, mate, it comes to that point where yeah, fair enough, but then there's like, I don't know. It comes to that point where I think like if someone was to run it, whether it was like you or whether it was like someone else, to drive it into a direction, obviously you could build the envious into more of like an organisation. I don't know if that's something you'd want or whether it's something like you'd want to go for, whether it's on like a year, 2 years, 3 years or something, so on and so forth. Like, you know, that could be something that maybe could be on your targets. You know, it's something that's obviously an option. But obviously, I don't know if that's something that's regarded by you or not, if that makes sense. Kiko also said he paid for 3 tournaments, DJ, mate. I don't know if that's for you or envious or what.
No, it's very envious, yeah. I think you put 3. I think you paid for 3, which is mad as well at the same time.
That's mad, man. Have you got anything to add on? Have you got anything to add on anyway, Burrett?
Not really, have you?
I haven't, mate. Boys,
I think we touched up on quite a bit.
We did. What, mate? This awkward silence, man. Nah, boys, I am definitely... Right there, going on to what Kiko said one moment. Before we do end it, guys. Kiko said he would love to, but workload would be unreal. Did something like that before and sent myself mental. To be fair, mate, think about yourself, mental health, all that good stuff. Obviously not good stuff, but make sure you're fine before obviously you commit to anything is what I'm basically going to say. You know, obviously you don't want to send yourself into overboard or anything like that, man, so due to... But you are doing well in everything that you're doing at the moment, Kiko, mate, so keep going and that stuff. But yeah, guys, I am going to leave it there. It will be on YouTube, whether it's it won't be today, it won't be tomorrow, it won't be next week. But we are going to host Will Jeff.
So we will, not the week after.
We will do that as well. Make sure you go subscribe to Burrett. His socials are on the screen right now, guys, so make sure you do go check him out. My socials are on the screen as well for Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter as well. So do make sure you go and check them out as well. But yeah, man. Burrett, if you want to say anything before we piece the scene and host Will.
Appreciate you having me, man. I really do. I love what you're doing, man.
Bro, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. And if you do want me on anything YouTube related or anything, man, give me a shout. And
100%, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Yeah, man.